Hi there, guys. Welcome back. We are going to. We've done already the sort of Photoshop line out of what the things that we need to do, and I saved for that a Photoshop file, which I'm gonna look for. Let me find the file. So the data compose setting. 36, and we have here. So I sort of created this. You remember we did that? I think I did some change. I put here 50 meters and 200 meters was too far away. This is only obviously something that I've done here quickly guessing, but you can sit down and work out your distances, the distance much better, and the distance from the floor and the height and all that. So for now we're going to be using that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to set that up in Maya so you can start working and creating the skeleton, because then once you do that, then you will have basically the modeling that you can export into Nuke, and then in Nuke you will create the basic setup that you can use later on for creating your matte paintings. That will be like the final, pretty much the final framework for your painting. So the first thing that I would like to do here is set up the scale. So if you go here into this button here with the little man, the easiest way I suppose, to go into settings, we are working here in centimeters. So we should change this now to meters. Okay, we saved that. And I think at the moment I'm working in meters, but you can see obviously the grid goes really big, but you can see that this stuff start disappearing. When that happens, it's because all cameras has something called clipping planes, which tell you if the camera is here and you create a plane here. Just imagine that you go the camera right here and you go a plane at the front and a plane at the end. Distance between these two will tell you what you can see. So if you select the camera, at the moment we are in perspective, so if we select the camera here, and then here you got this clipping plane, you say near clipping plane, so it means that I can see 0.001 units from to the camera, close to the camera, and only 100 units far away. So pretty much from the camera to here is more than 100 meters, so that's what is happening. So I'm gonna put this to 10,000. So as soon as you put that, then you can start seeing the horizon, because now you have more to the clipping plane. So I'm pretty sure if you keep going, there's a point that you're gonna start whatever you do, you're gonna start disappearing. So anyway, so we got this, and now that will be the first step, the first thing you need to do. And the next thing we need to do, we start pretty much finding these landmarks. So we got 50 meters, 400 meters, 600 meters, 800 meters, 800 meters, 600, 1700, 1600. All that stuff when you start putting it in here. And I think the easiest way to do, you can do anything, you can do with little boxes if you want, but I think the easiest way to do is if you go into create, and if you go into what is it called here, locator. So we create a locator here, okay, and the locator you're free obviously is very small because we are working in meters. So I think we should go and scale this guy up a little bit. So you can probably scale it up here. I mean, you can scale it here, but you will never freeze it. But here, this is like a local stuff, so you can put here, I don't know, 50. That would make it 50 units big, but obviously it's too big. So let's put it 10, still too big. About 4. Let's put it 3, something like that. Okay, 3 units, whatever. So this is a local scale, so this is obviously is always relative to the whole world. But this one here you can scale it from here. But once you free transformation, this tab will not reset. But we don't need that. So I'm gonna call this, I don't know, DMP, digital map painting underscore landmark, and then we put underscore, and we put the distance that we wanted. We wanted the first one according to this painting that we did before, 50 meters. Let's say this is going to be our first landmark. This is 50 meters here starting, and then this stuff here will be a little bit further along, which is about, I don't know, another 5 meters, 55 meters or something. But let's find the landmark first. I think this guy is too big. Let's put it to 1. Yeah, 1 is fine. So we take this guy, and then we type here, we move this guy. We're going to be working is, you see the word here, this is Y, Z. We're going to be working Z, but we're going to use Z positive. So we're going to do it from here. So whatever we put the camera, we're going to put it here. So we go Y, X, and then we're going to put Z as depth going all the way there. However you set this up is up to you. But if, I'm going to start this, so I'll be consistent with this. So if I move this unit, if I move 50 units, then I will be 50 units in 1. I think that's, what's wrong with this? 1 second. We are in meters, yeah. Yeah, I think it's just this is the scale. I think the grid is too big. I think I think the grid should be something like this. I think let's reset the grid here. Apply. Yeah, this should be the grid should be looking like. Should be something like this. I think this is too big, like 0.1, something like that. So this here, it is 50 units in Z. So there's 50 meters from here to here. So we type this guy and we call it 50 meters, okay? And then we make a copy of these, and then let's call it here so we know underscore. Let's go here, landmark underscore 50, for example. And then you go and find the next one, okay? Which is, I don't know, let's make one that is 400 meters, 600 meters, 800 meters. You know that the whole plane this will be 800 meters. You will work this out this based on your painting. I like the horizon here and stuff, but you will have this will be more clear. So what we're gonna do is now we're gonna find this landmark. So it's all a matter of just selecting this guy, duplicate it, and then move the units that you need. The important thing is that if you keep copying this guy started at 0, so it means that whatever unit you put here is relative to the world. So we put this stuff here, I don't know, let's say 400, and that will be our 400 unit here. And then we keep going and we build this guy underscore 400, for example, and then we keep going, okay? And that's all you need to do, doing all of them. I'm gonna open the file that I already done this. So you got it here, okay? So I'm just gonna put this guy back to, I don't know, 0. This is what you should have, something like this, okay? We are still here, obviously, working in meters, okay? So we have that. So pretty much, like I said, I put it here, put DMP landmark, 50 meters, the 400 meters, the 600 meters, the 800 meters. You can see that this obviously matched this. Like I said before, I did a scale here. It doesn't matter, you can do it here. That's 1400, so you know exactly where things are, so you can start putting things in perspective, okay? Obviously in your painting, if for example this is the 800 meters here, and then you're painting this guy is 800 meters, you don't want to put this guy right in the middle, you just put it on the side, equivalent on the side, so you know that this guy's about 800 meters away, okay? So once you do that, okay, so we done already the scaling, we done the locators. Now we need to set up a camera. So I think what you do is once you have this, one thing you can do is probably, I'm gonna go here, file, perspective, I'm gonna create a camera. So I'm gonna create, we say camera here, we create a camera, camera should be here. I'm gonna scale that camera so I can see it because I'm working in meters, so everything is very small. So I'm gonna, obviously it's looking, I chose the depth here is Z, this direction, so I had to make this guy point that way there. So I'm gonna rotate this minus 180 degrees in Y and Z, in Y, sorry, so he's just pointing out. So I'm going to look through that camera, and this is what we see, okay? And I'm going to go here, and I'm going to choose I'm going to be working here on 1080, so you have to make sure that you're on 1080. And then I'm going to go here into view, camera settings, resolution gauge. This is what we're going to see, okay? So we start moving this, then you start seeing all the stuff here, okay? So the first thing that I would like to do is set up my focal length. 35, let's put you shot everything with a 50 mil length, and you will get this. It's up to you how you're gonna choose. You probably do a little bit of research into cinematography and see, for example, if you find any reference of the film and you know probably roughly what focal length they use in the film, then you can probably implement those here, because then things will distort accordingly based on the focal length. Okay, if you put this 100, for example, 300 here, you will see that everything looks very, very different. And even I can still frame them, but everything will look very different, very flat, you see, because the focal length is so high that things are very close together. But if you put this one to 30, you will see everything is out. So I'm just gonna go here into take this guy back to 0, and this is where we are at the moment. Oops, this dog goes really fast. Okay, so let's select the camera. The camera is 300 mil. Let's see, where's the camera? Let's see here. Okay, frame that. This is minus 180. Okay, let's start with that. And then once you do that, then you start putting your stuff together here. Just gonna move the camera up, and then base, for example, this painter. We know that this guy, you need to start working out how high this guy is. Okay, this guy is 50 meters. Let's say that this is going to be this horizon is here, based on this. So this is pretty much on the horizon. And then, so what we can do is we can probably, as a help, we can probably move the camera up. If you move the camera up, I don't know, let's say 100 units, 100 meters in the air. You are 100 meters in the air, and this guy is probably about 50 meters in the air. So you get something like 50. And then if you look through the camera now, you will get data. This guy is around here. So you can start placing this stuff around here. I think the other thing as well we should do, when you get a camera like that behaving crazily like it is now, is because the center of interest, this guy here, you see how far this guy is pretty much 121,000. So it's pretty much 120 kilometers away, if I'm mathing correct. Yeah, 127,000, which means meters, which is 120 kilometers. So you press T, you will see probably. Come on, where are you? Yeah, see, yeah, T. So you see T is, you see how this stuff disappear. So let's put this stuff back to 0. I don't know if this stuff lets me do that. I cannot actually see it, man. That's why the camera is behaving stupid. So put this 200. Yeah, I put 200 here. You see now this is the center of interest. I'm gonna put, just for the sake of, I'm gonna take this guy and I'm just gonna snap it here. Okay, so my center of interest is gonna be pretty much this guy here. So now when I rotate, the camera should be more sane. At the moment, you see it was crazy big, so we can probably now it's okay now because now it's close around there, so we know now by this picture that this guy is around this side here, so we can probably frame the camera right there or something like this. Okay, and then what we can do is we can go here into polygon, and we're actually I'm gonna select the camera. Before we do that, just select the camera, okay, and then go here into the camera shape, go into the environment, image plane, say create, and then I'm gonna put this RGBA, I think it is. I'm gonna find that image that I created, which is that image. Did I put that image in the source images? No, I haven't. Let's put this stuff in source images. I'm gonna take this image. I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna take this image. I'm gonna put it both. I'll go there. Control X. I'm just gonna put it here. Okay, now I'm gonna open this guy again, and this is the one that we're gonna be working on, obviously. So I'm just gonna go here, there they are, and we open that. So now, where is it? Am I looking through that camera? Why I can't see it? Filter resolution gate, filter film gate. Why I can't see it? Oh, it's right there. Okay, so far away based on the distance that we're working, you cannot see it. So when that happens, what you can do is there is a this is only a projection, so we want to see only through the looking camera. So we click here, you cannot see it. That's because it's too far away. But there is a setting here called depth, and I think it's this one. Is it this one? This one to 0.1. There you go. This depth is too high for now. You put 1 to 1, you see it will disappear, because if you click this button to see it through all views, you can see that it's there. It's too far away. But if you knock this down to, I don't know, you see 0.5, you see it's getting smaller because it's getting closer to the camera. So if you say 0.4, and then when you say 0.1, it's right there, so it's manageable now, okay? But we don't want to see this guy here. We just want to see it only through the looking camera, which is this one. So when we look through that camera, you can see it there. And then we can take the alpha and then knock it down a little bit, so it's a little bit you can see there. Okay, so what you're going to do now next to align everything is create a plane. Make this guy huge. I don't know, let's press 4 so you can see it through. And we made this guy, I don't know, 5,000 units. Probably more, make it 20,000. Okay, so, and then we take this guy and then we put it in 100 units, so you get plenty. So now, with the camera selected, so you can then go here. Where I can't move the camera now. I didn't lock the camera. Oh, it's locked. That's weird. Unlocked. So now you see I can move around and then find where things are. Let's think about this guy is around here. So it means that the camera is about 130 units high. and supposing that this guy is 50 units. So you need to work this out, all this stuff out. So this guy is going to be 50 units from the camera, or here. I'm away quite a few units. So if you say the camera is in Z 300 units, so the camera is 300 units away, which is a bit too far. 300 units, you would say quite far, 300 meters. And if you put 300 meters, okay, plus 50 meters, that way 350 meters from that point. Does it look like this is 350 meters away from? That's something you need to decide based on that. Excuse me. So if for some reason you select and say, no, this guy is not 300 meters, this guy should be in the region of, I don't know, only 100 meters from this point, from this locator, which is 50 meters. Oops. Yeah, this one here. So then you see, if I select this guy and I put it 50 meters, then because it disappears, so I have to rearrange this everything again. And if things doesn't match to you, then you probably need to stop selecting the camera and playing around with the focal length. And I say, well, this is gonna be 70. I don't know. You see, when you put it too low, it's very distorted. When you put it like that, it looks very flat. It seemed like this was shot probably with a 70 mil or something like that. So we say 70 mil, and then we can probably look at this. So I think there's some calculators online. You can just go and have a look and see what things look like inside at 70 meters or 70 mil. So this is always your decision. So let's go with 70, for example, now. And then I'm gonna start here, and then I'm gonna start modeling. So I know that my horizon is aligned here. So once I do that, I select the camera, okay, and then I lock all this stuff. I say lock. So now it doesn't move. So now I can start modeling this bit around here. Okay. So let me open a scene that I did already. See where we are here. So this is what I have so far. So I got this guy here. I got this camera, and this camera is 230 units from there. And I have this landmark 50 meters, horizon aligned, and I haven't done any animation on this. So this is pretty much what this is alignment you need to work on. So I did was I took this guy up. You see, I moved this guy up here, which is, I suppose it was, according to this, was 100 meters in the air. This stuff is about in Y is about 160 meters. So, and then you start working on it. So you can start modeling your stuff here, and then you will have this as a guideline to start modeling everything. So I'm gonna open another file. I think this is number 2. I'm just gonna open number 3 here. Open this. See where we are with that. So that one there, I did some modeling already. So if I look through the camera, press 4. I haven't done any animation. I just got everything locked. But just notice that I did this, and it's very, as you know, guys, this is very rough modeling you have to do. You don't have to do anything crazy here. Obviously, this is something that I done very quickly. But the point is that I took these, for example, and I work out the chunks that I need to do for this modeling. So I created this, and I created this guy, and this guy here. So pretty much I'm gonna have 1, 2, 3 pieces of geometry to project. The reason I cut these out, these two, is because this will go like a little cliff down, and then we go up. If we leave all this stuff together and the camera moves, this stuff here will look very stretched. So you can create stuff like that layer to create a bit more interest. In the floor here, if you go like a little tree or something, you create a little car here with a tree. Don't put it together with this, because otherwise it will warp. So once you do that, then pretty much, I'm not gonna show you how to do this because this is just stupid modeling, guys. This is something you can do in 5 minutes. So this is pretty much the reason why this is edge here is because when we bring it into new and we render, we're gonna have a little bit of a bleeding, like an edge bleeding here. You can have, if you go some in paint, you can paint a little bit more here to make it a little bit more interesting instead of having it perfect like this. So this is just selecting the stuff and then cutting it out and doing things like that. Just cutting out here the edges and keep going up and down until you get the shape. So that will be pretty much that done. And then I'll start working on this here, okay? And then the floor and then the stuff there. So, and then after that, let me see, this is number 3. Let me open this one. Don't say that. Let's see what I got here. So what I done here is, I think I started working on the floor here, okay? And I put animation as well in the camera. This is a quick animation here to showcase what you're gonna do. So pretty much select the camera, keyframe here, keyframe at the end. I did 7 seconds. Okay, and I did this. Okay, this is very, 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 very rough. Okay, if you want to do it smaller like this, it does less like that, and then a little bit of a turn like this. It's up to you. But you remember when you do turns, you will expose stuff. You will have to create more projections. So just make sure probably the camera just do a smooth, very smooth move. Okay. So, and that's it, guys. That's all what you have to do for this week. So once you have that everything model, then the week after, what we're gonna do is we're gonna just get all this stuff, put into Nuke, create a template, do checkerboard projections, and I'll show you how to do that. Render those out, and those are gonna be like the blueprints or the elements that you need to paint. The rest will be paint the stuff, bring into Nuke, replace it by the checkerboards, and voila, you start playing around with the camera. And then you add in the sweet bits at the end, you know, depth of field, color correction, I don't know, snow, particles, clouds, smoke if you want. But those stuff, you know, is the stuff that you need to do. So if you want to render something, I'm gonna show you in week 8 or something how to render stuff from Maya. Once you got your scene, you can put basic stuff, render in position there, and then bring it back into Nuke and then compose them. Stuff like flags, dust, I don't know, claw simulation, anything, particles. So I'm gonna see if I can show you how to do a waterfall. That's one of my aims for this semester. So that's it, guys. That's all what you have to do this week. Pretty much model this stuff, put it in Maya, and then next week we export stuff into Nuke and then start creating the final template. But as you can see, guys, all this stuff that we've done here so far has really helped us to understand how projection works. Okay, so this stuff here is not, it's not like it's not 100% relates to what we've done before, but once you do the projection next week, then you will see that based on what you've done here, you will have a good understanding of what projections are, what are they for, how to use them, and that's critical to get this thing to work. If you don't understand that, then you will be struggling how to put this together. So again, you will know how to export this with the Alembic file and then bring it back. That's why I'm going to show you this way, because hopefully you will have everything ready for next week. So that's it for now, guys. Thank you very much. All right, bye bye.